Today, I want to talk to you about the 9 principles for delegating effectively. Delegating is not as easy as it sounds. It's not just sending a few tasks to someone and hoping for the best. It takes real management skills that we have to learn, because when we're used to working by ourselves, it's very difficult to lose some of that control of doing everything and trusting someone else to do something for us that will have an impact on the entire project. So I hope that these 9 principles will help you slowly get into it, get familiarized with the process of outsourcing. As always, you can ask me any questions along the way. We have a free discovery call that is not only to just talk about you getting started. It's really about helping you as an interior designer understand where you're at, where you want to go, and what is missing. So if outsourcing is right for you at this time, I can help you figure out what you should keep to yourself, what is your zone of genius, and what tasks you may not like doing or you have not the skills to do, and just help you figure out what to delegate and who you should delegate to. Hi, this is Chris of KVM Design, an online firm that supports interior designers worldwide with their workload. By outsourcing to our team, interior designers can free up some of their time to nail their deadlines, to work on specific and the most important areas of their projects, such as the design side, but also nurturing their clients more, giving them the full experience of what it is like to be working with them. And they can also take on more projects without working more, which means that they can scale their business and create the lifestyle that they want. So the first principle that I want to discuss with you is to be clear on what tasks you want to delegate. It sounds very straightforward. The way that I get clear on which tasks I want to delegate is by doing an elimination process. So I first brained up all the tasks that need to happen in my business. So I have a full overview of everything that I've been doing by myself for such a long time. Then I figure out which tasks I really want to keep to myself, and that's maybe because it's my zone of genius, it's what I do best, I'm really good at it, but also I really love doing it, and I think that it's my job as the CEO of my company to do them. So I'm gonna circle, well, you can do it whatever way works for you, but maybe circle the ones that you want to keep for yourself. You then want to have a think about which tasks you want to automate, which tasks you can automate. There are a lot of tasks that we tend to want to delegate to someone, and then we figure out that a program could easily automate them for you, so you would be saving a lot of time and a lot of money on paying someone else to do tasks that can be done by computer, basically. So this is a little bit more difficult. If you have a CRM tool, maybe you can already look into tutorials on what you can automate. Talking to someone just like myself as well, or any experts in client management tools or project management tools will be able to help you figure out which tasks can be automated. There are a few simple ones that you may not think about, but for example, email marketing, or just lead generation. If you have a form on your website and you can easily get prospects contact details, so email and name, and then you can automate an email that they will receive after they fill out the form. So you don't have to do everything manually. All these little things you learn about, and they literally changed my life. So if you want to talk to me or you want to talk to someone else, we can definitely help you figure out which of the tasks you can automate. Then we also want to see which ones can be eliminated. Are you doing a lot of things that you can easily do without? If it's a little bit difficult for you to understand this from a brain dump, what I also do is to create a workflow of my process. So what I do first and what I do next, step 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I figure out, do I really need step 7, or can it be eliminated? Then you want to look at all the tasks that are remaining and see which ones you cannot do, you don't like doing, so you always try doing and you procrastinate, and the ones that you shouldn't be doing as a CEO. Maybe they are very low value, they don't cost much to delegate to someone, and you just don't think that it's your role as a business owner to do them. So I want you to do this little exercise. It's probably the exercise that is going to take you the longest time, but it's the most important, because you're going to be able to figure out which tasks are for you. You're not going to try to delegate them. the ones that have a great potential for delegating. You know that you will be delegating to someone who has a lower hourly rate than yours, or that does something like marketing, that you will have to invest money in, but you know that it's the ROI, the return on investment, is going to be so much greater. Number 2, you want to be clear on what role you need to delegate to. And that sounds also silly, but 2 years ago, I was sure that a VA is what I needed because everyone was hiring a VA. And it turned out I spent a lot of money for her to do small tasks here and there, but I wasn't quite clear on what it is that I really needed, what was going to have the biggest ROI, the biggest return on investment for my business. And I kept on spending the little budget that I had for tasks that were not really important in my business. So it's very important that when you sit down, you understand which ones are going to bring you the most return on investment. So do you need a VA? Do you need a design assistant? Do you need an accountant? Number 3, look for the right person to hire, whether it's just a freelancer that you're going to hire a few hours per month, or you want a part-timer, or you want a full-timer. It doesn't matter. Well, I guess you have to be clear on that. But there's something that I think is really important is that a lot of people give up after the first try. They just try to hire someone and it doesn't work out. This person was not right for them. And instead of trying to find the right person, they just think that delegating is not for them and they're better off doing everything on their own. And it's complete BS, because you need people, you need a full team, not a full team, but you need more than one person to create a business that's going to be sustainable, profitable, and scalable. You can't do everything on your own. If you still want to have a life, spend time with your family, with your boyfriend, with your kids, be able to travel the world, not have to work weekends and nights. So it's very important that you stick to it. Just start with a few hours. You don't need to hire someone full-time right now. Just start with a few hours. Obviously, you need to know which budget you need, which budget you have. You will have to hire people who have the skills, who fit into your budget, so you don't pay them more than what you have to offer, because then otherwise you're going to hire them for a month and then you're not going to have the budget, so you're just going to have to let them go. So you want to make sure that you have the budget for this person, and you want to find someone who is better than you at doing the task. And some people, not only do they feel weird about giving up some of the control, but they feel weird about hiring someone who is better than them. And the point is that to grow your business, you have to get someone who is going to be better at doing specific tasks than you. So all the people that I've hired, they are better than me at doing specific things. And that's why I stick to my zone of genius and they stick to their zone of genius. Number 4, I need you to communicate your expectations clearly. We see that more often than not, that people are not clear about what it is that they need. They don't have all the information. They're not sure what they're looking for. So then they come back with feedback that doesn't match what they sent us initially, because they just weren't sure about what they needed. So it's very important. I made this mistake so many times of not being clear, just dropping a lot of different things onto that person. And because I didn't know what I wanted, I basically was always disappointed. So you want to make sure that you communicate to them clearly what you want. Remember that they've known you only for a short time, they've known your company for a short time, so you want to make sure that they understand fully what you are expecting of them, what the deliverables are for a specific time frame. Time frame, availability needed for do you need someone very flexible? Number 5, spend time on training and onboarding this person. It's not because this person has skills that they will know how to work with you or within your company. They've known you for maybe a week, maybe a few days, maybe a few hours. Remember that everybody has different ways of working. We work with designers all over the States, Canada, the UK, Europe. All of you, even within the States, have a different way of working. So it's really important that you spend a little bit of time, whether it's a few weeks to a few months, onboarding this person, making them understand what it is that you like, what it is that you don't like, what you expect, how you like things to be done, because they will not know how to work with you. Otherwise, they will think you're crazy. You will think that they don't know what they're doing, and this person might be highly skilled and might become one of your most important assets. So really do spend time onboarding. It's also another mistake. This list is basically all the mistakes that I've been doing over the past few years. I was not onboarding. I was just expecting that because this person was was hired for this role, it meant that they knew what they were doing and I didn't need to do anything. They were just basically going to do perfectly what I needed from them, remembering that I wasn't sure at the time what it is that I needed from them. Number 6, decide on your channels of communication. Communication is going to be key, especially if you're going to be working online with this person. You want to make sure that they can come to you and ask questions if they need to. I feel that emails are very hard to keep track of. They're very formal. So you may want to decide on something that's a little bit informal, that makes them comfortable around you to ask questions if they're not sure about something. I use Slack for my team and we love it. We always help each other do different things. They ask questions if they need to. And it just creates a proper work environment. Whatever it is, just decide on something that's going to be both convenient and make the person comfortable around you. Number 7, do not micromanage. Another one of my biggest mistakes. I was micromanaging everything. It doesn't work because first of all, remember that this person is the expert, not you. So if you micromanage, you're not leaving them enough space for them to think, for them to prove to you that you're capable, that you can do the work. Checking in is a normal part of being a manager. So you want to make sure that this person is on track, especially if you've just onboarded them, you're still training them and you're not sure yet if they're reliable. So checking in on a regular basis is important, but do not check in every minute of every day. With my team, we generally check in a few times per day, mostly in the morning because we have to review all the projects, all the ongoing projects. So I want to make sure that everybody knows what they're supposed to do on that day, that if they have questions, they can ask either me or the team. And then I let them do their work. So they will do their work and then maybe lunchtime or maybe just at night, if it's not too much work, we just checking again. We post the list of projects so that they know that the next day, this is what's left to do. So yes, just decide on what works for you. Number 8, give constructive feedback. It goes back to the micromanaging principle. Basically, do not fix any mistakes yourself. You need to let that person know what they did that was wrong and tell them how to fix it or tell them how you want it to be done, but let them fix the mistake. A couple years ago when I had a VA, I would just tell her, this is not how I want it to be done. Leave it, I will do it. So what was the result? Well, yeah, you guessed it. Basically, she would redo the same mistake over and over again because I would not let her fix the mistake. I would not explain what I did to fix the mistake. So I was basically paying for someone who was not improving, who was not working to my standards because I was not letting her do it herself. Number 9, the last principle. Allow enough time for a task, especially if this person is in the training phase. You want to make sure that they have enough time to complete the task. You do not want to add stress to this. So I always tell my clients, for example, when they start outsourcing to us, do not give us a deadline that's 2 days from now because we need to understand who you are, what you like. We need to have a look at your templates, at your logo, make sure that we do the work according to your standards. So there's no point for you to send us a work that has a 2-day deadline because we're going to be adding stress to the mix. We're not going to send you something that you're going to be happy about, most likely. I mean, it could be that we're lucky, but most likely you will feel that delegating is not for you, it's not going to work. You might as well go back to doing everything yourself. And also for you, it's going to be better because if the person you're trying out is not reliable, you will still have time to redo the task yourself if need be. So make sure you allow enough time for the first few tasks that you're going to be delegating. Becoming a manager is a skill that you will have to learn. It's not easy to start working on your own and do everything for a month or years and then start delegating to 1, 2 people, 3 people, 4 people. So be kind to yourself and go through it very slowly. It's something that you're going to be learning how to do. You know, just the skill of giving feedback without feeling bad that you're giving feedback. Oh my God, the work wasn't perfect. You just have to understand that you will not grow by yourself, that there are amazing people out there who will want to grow this business with you. It's really important that you spend some time practicing this skill and it will come easy over time. You will have to practice a lot. I started with 1 person and then I need more people, so I slowly delegated, but I delegated a few hours initially until I got comfortable delegating more. I didn't put it in the 9 principles. It could easily be the 10th principle. I feel like a lot of people could be really skilled, but if they don't have the personality to join your team, then it's going to be really difficult to work with them. So personality is a big one for me. I think someone who has a lot of potential and who obviously has the skills can improve the skills as well with the training. If you have tried delegating before and it didn't work out for you, don't think that delegating isn't right for your business. You should not be doing everything on your own if you want to create the lifestyle that you want and the business that you want, because your business isn't going to be sustainable and scalable if you do everything by yourself. It's really it's not good when you have to tell clients, I won't be able to take your project for another 6 months, because guess what's going to happen? They're going to go to someone else. So you're basically losing. It is a framework that's going to allow you to scale your business, take on more projects, make more money without working more. And with the right people, oh my God, the return on investment is going to be huge, because you're bringing together people who can work together and who can bring a lot to your company. They will add a lot of value. So do not give up on delegating. If those principles made sense, please let me know in the comments. If you have questions, also let me know in the comments. I will answer all of them. And if you like this video, please give it a like, subscribe for more videos about business growth and how to become a better entrepreneur and how to work smarter, not harder. See you in the next video.